Coming up later on the show, we will react to Pat Kelsey's comments and updates on Michael Brown Jr.'s injury situation. Also, don't know if you saw, but apparently Louisville is in the final 3 randomly for a top 10 prospect that makes his decision tomorrow. I've got some thoughts on that, but there's a lot of stuff to get into. Not a ton of time. We are going to preview the matchup against South Florida. We'll take a look ahead to potential second-round matchup against Michigan State, expectations, all that in a short hour and a half. So get your thoughts in. 502-414-1450, the Gameday Mens Health text line. 502-414-1450. Guys, it's way too cold for this.
Yeah, I got home after doing Kentucky Roll Call a little while ago, and that was when the sleet started to come down. And I woke up this morning and my house was 60 degrees.
Oh, it was frigid in my household.
Because I've left the AC and heat off entirely the past couple of days just because it's been like that perfect temperature that it's all fine.
Oh, yeah.
Then woke up and I was like, my timbers are basically thoroughly being shivered in the morning. I can't even take a shower. It's horrible. So I basically had to turn my heat on.
Where are you going with this?
I had to turn my heat on and basically wait for my house to warm up before I even got in the shower because I was afraid I would get hypothermia, how cold it was in my house.
We did the same thing at our house, except it's 5:30. I just got a picture from the girlfriend, and it has dropped 4 degrees and is now 58 degrees in the house.
58?
Yeah, our heat is just not working. Got cut off once, and it didn't think that it was going to get cut back on for the year, I guess.
Yeah.
And wasn't prepared.
My house was 54 degrees, and then I put highlights of Luke Hancock's 2013 Final Four performance, and now it's like 87 degrees in my house right now.
A little too hot.
A little too hot. The 4 straight threes against Michigan just on loop. That'll heat your house alone.
Yeah.
Might want to try that out, Rome.
Roman needs to find a heater more like Stephen Van Treese. It's just really reliable, real grit guy. Like even when tough gets going, he's going to get out there.
That's your guy you're going with?
Stephen Van Treese, yeah. That man went out there and did exactly his job.
I thought you maybe would say, but he was never on a heater.
I never said it needed to be a heater. I said he's reliable. He works when it needs to work.
How's that going to heat your house?
Because his heater doesn't work. It needs to be reliable. It's out of commission right now.
But don't you need something to kind of get that going? Like Tim Henderson, 2 threes against Wichita or something?
Tim Henderson, it's streaky.
He said, I got a Chris Smith furnace.
Chris Smith. Wasn't he rated by the NBA PA as the worst NBA player of all time?
I don't know about all time.
No, I think when he was
at one time he was
in the league.
Very much in the league because of J.R. Smith.
Yeah. He got voted as one of the worst players in the league while he was in the league.
What are you munching on over there?
Chip?
I'm not.
I just looked over to Matt. He's got a whole cup full of, what are those, chips?
They're potato chips or kettle chips.
Oh.
I couldn't really say.
I'm not and a cookie over here. So.
I was like, what did you just take stuff from is it a community table? Just take everything?
I mean, yeah, technically it's a community table.
Hey, fair enough.
Not our community, but maybe another one.
Okay. So you're
technically I'm not supposed to be taking it, but
so you're just admitting to it on
nobody's going to stop me.
That's okay. 502-414-1450, the Gameday Mens Health text line. Get any thoughts in about anything Louisville basketball, because all of it is going to be discussed, because there is a potential chance that this is the last Mondays with Dalton Pence during the season. Very real possibility Louisville's going to have to win 2 games to get to the Sweet 16 for that to extend. But, guys, first thing when that bracket got revealed, I kind of sat there and was like, I don't hate it. 6 seed. That's what we wanted. That's what we thought was going to happen. That's what actually happened. So no NCAA shenanigans going on. Louisville gets the 6 seed like everyone thought they would. I'm okay with that. My response to some people saying, oh, my goodness, South Florida. Number one, have you watched USF at all this year? Well, no. So where is this worry coming from? Well, it's because Louisville hasn't been playing that well. Okay, so it's not about the team they're playing, more so than the team you're cheering on. Got it. I don't think, I would have much rather have played USF over a team like VCU.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
Looking at the 11 seeds, it was South Florida, VCU, Miami of Ohio, or SMU. I don't think we would have gotten SMU in the first round.
Texas, NC State.
Or Texas, NC State. We wouldn't have got the ACC part of that. So Texas, Miami of Ohio, you can make a case.
Which I think
that you might. I'd rather play Miami of Ohio than anybody. I've said that very, very clearly. But here's the thing. I don't think that there was ever going to be a bracket that I loved because all the 11 seeds that I just named off, those aren't penciled in wins for the Cardinals, in my opinion. So there wasn't, I think there was more so I don't want to hate our bracket versus I don't want to love it because I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to love it because the 11 matchup is going to be challenging. The 3 seed, regardless of who it's going to be an uphill battle. USF is a good team. It's going to be a challenge for the Cardinals, but I'm kind of I'm in the portion of like, okay, after seeing the bracket, it's very obvious. Louisville has to win this game. Like for Pat Kelsey, you got to win this game. This is a must win. If there's ever been a must win in the Pat Kelsey era so far, it is this one.
I think that a lot of the nervousness and uncertainty that people feel about this game also stems from the fact that it just seems like every single person in the media is picking Louisville to lose this game. Like this is there's not a lot of upsets on this bracket, but Louisville's the one that everybody has circled.
Do you like that?
I love it. I said it to Roman earlier in the season when we were still undefeated.
What was that?
Really early. We were 6th in the country.
Our first loss was what? Tennessee? No,
Yeah.
Arkansas. So December 5th, you told us.
I did. I will remember this because I said it to Roman to his face. I said, I cannot stand when Louisville is in the media spotlight for the correct reasons. I don't like it because Louisville, in my lifetime, has rarely ever lived up to it when the lights are the brightest. I have always loved it when they're an underdog. Obviously they're going to be favored in this game, but when it comes to looking at who is being picked in this game, I want Louisville to be the one that surprises everybody. You know, like just like when you play a football game and they do college game day and they do all the picks, the best feeling in the world is when all 5 person on the panel pick the other team and your team wins every single time.
Cold takes exposed.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like in years past when I fill out my bracket, I always kind of get a little cautious to go with that obvious upset because it feels like that's the one where it's like the top team wins and you're like, huh, I guess it wasn't a lock to happen. We got to hope that this is the one where Vegas is like, yes, all the money, USF.
It was coming in early. It was like 60% of the money yesterday.
It was the most bet upset on BetMGM leading up to today, or leading up to like just a couple hours ago.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Louisville went from like a 7.5 point favorite to I think
it was 5.5 last time.
Yeah. So it probably won't get below 2.5. I think 2.5 is where it's going to cut off, but unless people just start pouring money in, like somebody was like, oh well, could this be what's like something that's foreshadowing for Michael? And I'm like, I don't think it has anything to do with Michael and everything. It might be like people going with USF because of the uncertainty, but I don't think it's because Vegas knows something that we don't about.
No,
Michael.
if it was like a Michael issue or something that, like you said, they knew that we don't know yet, I feel like it would drop a lot. We'd be like 2.5 already. It'd be
you
like
open up at 7.5. It's like, I mean, it is what it is.
Quickly went to 5.5. I still think that that's more so because of not being able to bet the other 11 seeds right now.
It could be.
It's going to even out. Because who's Texas potentially set up to play?
BYU.
Who do you like in that one?
AJ DeBanza.
I mean, I think that's a toss-up game right there.
I mean, BYU's not playing the greatest, but I'm still taking BYU over Texas.
I think that's still a game, though, that you could see a lot of bets come in for BYU. I think that you look at the SMU team, if they could potentially make it in, a lot of people would be willing to bet SMU as well. The fact that we're in that spot.
I don't know that they'd beat Tennessee. I don't think they match up well with Tennessee. I think Tennessee's a tough 6 seed.
I wouldn't bet them. I don't think they're going to win. I just think that's the reason why
we'll say
so much of the money coming in on a team that's
there's gonna
not
be
as good as Louisville.
I think there's going to be a good amount of money on VCU to upset North Carolina.
Yeah,
as there should be, especially with no Caleb Wilson.
I don't think that South Florida ends up the most bet 11 seed.
You don't? I think so.
I don't.
Because if I don't know. I think you've already got the head start. People are it's not just the bets, it's the fact that people are talking about it this way. Even with North Carolina VCU, nobody's talking about it to the extent that they are of Louisville, South Florida. But if there ever is a game where you're going to look at this moment, like my personal opinion, forget the rat poison stuff. Oh, well, we're not paying attention to that. No, please pay attention to it. Pay attention to this right now. Use this as the ultimate bulletin board material. Why not? I mean, it's not going to be the end-all, be-all, right? I mean, just because you're not favored or just because everyone thinks you're going to lose doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what happens at 1:30 in Buffalo, New York on Thursday. But forget the rat poison stuff. Forget the, we're not paying attention to the outside noise. Please do. Do pay attention to the outside noise. Use this as the ultimate fuel to the fire. Allow this to force you to crash the boards harder and to play that much better individual defense and shoot the ball better. Have it motivate you. Take this personal because you know who it seems like makes a run are these teams that get overlooked.
Pat Kelsey has stressed to us ever since he's been here that the next game is the most important game on his schedule. This is the most important game of his career.
Easily.
It's not even close. And I said this to Roman earlier that Louisville getting in this really stacked East region makes me honestly feel a little better about this tournament in terms of if we were to be in, say, the Midwest, like, you know, I feel like one of the softer ones where there's a lot more opportunity to make a Final Four, to make an Elite Eight, I would feel more pressure if I'm Pat Kelsey because my expectations are, okay, we're in a really easy region. We got a really easy road. He needs to try and make a Sweet 16 the best he can. Like, this team should that should be where we're at. But because we're in such a stacked East region, I'm not saying that he has a lot more leeway, but I think that it's an easier way for the team to lock in and say, guys, we cannot skip a beat. We cannot overlook any team in this region. We have to take this one game at a time, and I think it bodes well for them.
I think so, too.
I mean, what is the expectation? Is the expectation to win one game?
One game. Take it one game at a time.
I made that point on my podcast, the Locked On Louisville podcast. I think it was on Friday. And I said the expectation, all things considered, before the tournament gets here and before we even know, I think it's got to be to win one game, and anything after that's house money. And I was met with a lot of, well, one game isn't good enough. This is how far we've fallen as a program. And I keep having to mention, look, guys, two things are true at one time. The standard is the standard. Winning one game in the tournament is not the standard. It's not. The standard for this program is second weekend and beyond every single year, is it not? I don't think anyone's disagreeing with it. But knowing what we know about this year's team and seeing how they played against the best teams on their schedule, they have one win in Q1A, and it's hard to be completely bought in outside of hopeful optimism. You're going to be favored in one game that you are expected to win. You're telling me that if you lose to Michigan State, that it's a complete failure? I mean, there are some people that will say that. And I don't know that I can disagree with them truthfully because of all the money that we spent on this team and preseason hype. But I'm willing to go into year 3 with the tournament win. Like, that makes me feel so much better about things. Still, there's a lot you got to prove, but it makes me feel much better about year 3 if you can go ahead and address the elephant in the room and get the first tournament win since Donovan Mitchell.
This is one where, yes, the disappointment is that you knew you spent a lot of money on this roster, and most of the media, once again, are bringing up eyes on Louisville. A lot of people predicted Louisville to be a Final Four team, or at least an almost bona fide Elite Eight team this season, and you saw right out the gate, this looks like one of the best offensive teams in the country. We all expected it to be with the talent that's on the roster. And it seemed to plateau really early. And that plateau was long and wide. It was impossible for Louisville to get to the end of it. And towards the end of the season, it seems like we finally found ways for Louisville to win those games where the shots aren't falling. Even losing to Miami last week, it was still a tough-fought battle. You know, maybe one or two things down the end of the stretch go our way. Isaac McNeely doesn't turn the ball over at the end. Maybe he makes one more three in the game.
Goes for the open layup.
Yeah, goes for the open layup. Anything like those small moments could have turned the tide, and we could have still been playing basketball. So it's a thing where we really need to get over what our preseason expectations were at this point, and we need to take it with a grain of salt and see where we're at now and base our expectations from this moment currently. And you're right, Dalton. Unfortunately, it is winning one game. But at the end of the day, this season has been a milestone season for Pat Kelsey. You did get that quad 1A win you were looking for. You finally beat Kentucky. You got that monkey off your back, too. Now it's time for the big one. You need your first tournament win. And I feel like this is a guy that, once you get that one, Pat Kelsey's confidence goes up.
I mean, I think, you just have to get that one.
You have to get a one.
Looking at this game against South Florida, you can say whatever about how good South Florida is, and we are going to preview this matchup. I like this matchup for Louisville. I think that this is a decently favorable matchup compared to a team like a VCU or even some other teams that you could go up against.
I think that Louisville got a really good 11 seed out of all those and got paired up with a really decent 3 seed.
I mean, the teams that they're going to play are going to be good teams regardless.
Yeah, no matter what.
But Texter says, do you think this could beat the 2013 FGCU team? Listen.
No.
Sherwood Brown is going on for 25. Brett Comer will have 12 assists. Bernard Thompson, Chase Feeler. That 2013 FGCU Dunk City team was solid.
Let me tell you about how big of a woodshed that team would put through behind this game.
The worst thing about it is, don't forget, they beat the 2-seed Georgetown, and Georgetown was a really good team in 13.
Frew would literally have no idea that guys could jump that high. And it would be like the scene from Semi-Pro when the alley-oop gets invented.
It was an FGCU team that just, they had, not only were they really good at dunking, right, hence the name, but they could shoot the ball. They had guys 1 to 4 that could shoot the ball. They moved off the screens really well. But do you think this team could beat that team? I think they could, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if that team could beat a lot of teams.
That team also got robbed because they made the game-winning shot with .3 left, and that's when they enacted the rule that anything .3 or below you can't allowed to score on. Who were they playing that game?
What?
There was they threw a full court pass, and there was .3 left on the clock, and they got it off a tip-in to win the game. But then now there's a rule in college basketball and NBA as well that if there is .3 or less, your basket does not count because that doesn't account for human error when starting the clock.
What game was that?
I'm trying to remember who they played. That might have been the year after.
Maybe because the year after they were in the conference tournament against Mercer because they got blown out in the Sweet 16. Florida blew them out.
I'll try to find this, Matt.
Because I'm trying to. The .3 second finish involving Florida Gulf Coast University refers to a controversial 2013 game against USF, where a last-second basket immediately waved off due to the NCAA rules regarding shots taken with less than.
No, it wasn't. Okay, I got you. This wasn't the tournament.
No, it's not the tournament.
What do you all think about this stat? Now, obviously, advanced metrics only mean so much, but since 2005, the last 20 national champions before the NCAA tournament, like these are stats before the NCAA tournament, last 20 national champions, 20 of 20 ranked top 12 in the Week 6 AP poll. 19 of 20 were top 25 in KenPom adjusted offensive efficiency. 15 of them were top 25 in KenPom adjusted defensive efficiency. 7 teams currently qualify. Arizona, Duke, Iowa State, Houston, Michigan State, and Louisville. Does that mean anything to you? Why do the advanced metrics love Louisville, man?
It's one where this is the reason why these guys like Pat Kelsey and Mark Pope love analytics.
Because it supports that their team looks better than
their team's really good. Oh man, I remember seeing this metric around week 5 or week 6, and
how'd you see it in week 5? If
was it? I couldn't remember what week.
Actually, never mind. You would have seen it. If this was a talking point. You think about the last however many week 6s.
But I remember it coming up early on because everybody's doing their early season prediction of who could win. This is also the same time that Louisville is predicted to be a Final Four team, and they're playing at their offensive height, and it's one of those where, yes, the stats are the stats, but at the end of the day, the teams that Louisville's paired with in there are some really incredible basketball teams, and we are not as good as them.
Yeah.
So it's great to be in that company.
It doesn't hurt.
Am I putting Louisville on him? Am I putting my money on Louisville out of that group of teams? Probably not. Unfortunately.
What do you think about the 130 tip? It's like I tweeted this out. You know that GIF on X, the Miami Heat player, he's shaking his head and then he does the nod afterward, shaking his head and then he's, oh well,
Is that
Does it
is that
not?
LeBron at the free throw line meme when Kawhi Leonard comes in the game?
No, he's talking about Alonzo Mourning.
Oh, yes. I was
Well,
talking about.
there was that fake post yesterday that had the game times, quote unquote, that it was incorrect, but it had Louisville as the first game. And I was like, hold on, this is fake. And then Mike Rutherford ends up tweeting out that Louisville's got the 1:30 game. I'm like, damn. Well, at least it's not 12:15.
Yeah, could be worse.
Could be worse. What do you think about it? 1:30 on Thursday.
I mean, I don't mind it. I get that it's a team. I feel like it's one of those where Louisville hasn't won an NCAA tournament game in a long time, so they're kind of pushing them to the wayside, giving them an earlier basketball game, just kind of.
One of these days you got to win because we'll be able to enjoy the rest of Thursday and Friday. It's going to be such a collective sigh of relief.
That was the excitement last year. Was like you get the first game, you get to win, and it's in Lexington, so you're going to all be able to go to the game. You get to leave, go to the bars in Lexington, and watch all the games the rest of the day.
Wait till Saturday and take your best shot at Auburn.
Yeah, which I'm just saying there would have been a really good environment for that game.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Probably wouldn't have.
It was a good environment for Creighton.
It would have been an away game.
Brother, it was an away game for Creighton.
I know, but
it did not matter.
I'm just saying that if they made it to that game and then you get to go and play number 1 seed, overall seed Auburn, that would have been a sold out basketball game.
Yeah, probably. There probably would have been just as many UK fans there cheering.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter anyway. They lost, so it doesn't matter. But
actually, never mind. Redo that. We need to see. Research purposes. I think 1:30. It just is what it is, man. I don't care about the time. Just win.
Yeah,
just
I mean,
win
it's
is my thoughts.
Like you said, it's a requirement at this point. It's not just an expectation; it's a requirement. Expectation makes me feel like I'm saying that if they don't meet it, it's like, oh, well, this is what this is what we expected. We didn't meet it. No, it is a requirement. If Pat Kelsey cannot win this one tournament game,
loud.
It gets very loud. You calmed everybody down by beating Miami and then beating SMU in the AC tournament and then playing Miami well. You've calmed everybody down. Everybody's excited for March. You have to win. That is it.
There's no way around it, man. You gotta win it because look, if you don't, you're not getting fired. Let's not entertain that. Pat Kelsey's
changes
not
the
going
perception
anywhere.
on you from the national eye, messes up recruiting going into next season.
I don't think it messes up recruiting because you have the money.
We don't even have recruits.
That's what, exactly.
We've already messed that up.
Kids don't want to come to some coach. They don't know if he can win or not.
In terms of the transfer portal, people came to him before he even coached a single minute. So you can find guys. The issue is, I suppose, I mean, what's the difference between winning one tournament game and not winning a tournament game? In the grand scheme of portal recruiting, the only thing is, it's paying. You've got to be a top bidder for some of these players.
Louisville is going to get guys in the portal just because of the money they have. That's
they have top. Yeah, they've got top money. The issue is it's not so much about who they can afford. It's the types of players that they're going after. Because it's pretty clear that the way that they constructed this roster, it's got some flaws. Even with the backcourt that they've got on paper, it's got some flaws.
You guys also keep saying, we've got the money. How long is they're going to keep giving Pat the money before they're like, hey, man, you don't get another tournament loss after this one?
Well, I mean, it's not going to happen this offseason. They're not just going to – the well's not going to go dry this offseason.
I want to compare that because that's a good point, Roman, and it's been brought up a lot. And I want to compare that to Kentucky's situation where, the most lucrative team.
Dude hosts the roll call and just wants to talk about Kentucky now, huh?
Shut up. $22 million, the most lucrative basketball team in the country. They're asking the same question: is okay if Mark Pope flops out here? How much longer can we say we're going to have this much money? I generally think Louisville's in a different situation where
it's about half that. If you believe the 22 million number, then Louisville's about half that.
Well, because Louisville fans and the administration, the university themselves, want basketball to be back more than anybody on the planet. Because one, it's one of the only schools in the country that makes money off of college basketball. And it's one where I think that money would dry up if, let's say, Pat Kelsey loses the first round of this tournament, doesn't bring anybody in next year, and the team sucks. But the administration says, still paying Kenny Payne, his contract's a little too lucrative, we got to keep him, we got to do this, we got to do that. And that is the situation where I could see the money start to dwindle. But
yeah, but it's not this offseason.
No, it's not this offseason. It would be a couple years down the road.
I think the fan base, Pat Kelsey's a salesman. I mean, I think the take would be, hey, 2024-25, I had a lot of injuries, so had to switch my system up. This year, got a full look, saw what worked, saw what didn't. Here's what we're going to change. But, hey, we're not going to talk about that until we have to. Pat Kelsey did have some thoughts on Michael Brown Jr.'s injury situation, and apparently Louisville's in the mix for a top 10 player that is deciding tomorrow. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned into Mondays with Dalton Pence here on Big X Sports Radio. Top of the hour here on this week's edition of Mondays with Dalton Pence. Don't forget, we're taking you up till 7 o'clock tonight. We got a lot to continue to discuss. The Cards are dancing as a 6 seed. Also, because it hasn't been mentioned on this show, shout out to my guy, Roman Kelly, in-game host MC for the Louisville Kings. Congratulations, Rome.
Thank you so much, sir.
Should we make a proposition for Mr. Mike Rapoli? Hear me out here, okay? You know who Mike Rapoli is, right?
Yes.
I think you would have to if you host a show about the Kings. Louisville Kings win the UFL title in their first season. Mike Rapoli donates to University of Louisville NIL. Yes or no? Yes or true? That sounds like a deal. I don't know what's in it for him.
I was going to say,
he's just doing it for the love of the game.
great
Just
for us.
for the love of the game. Shout out Kevin Costner.
I can see it.
We got to start this now.
I think it's a swell idea for us.
We're just gonna have no bull across the chest of our jerseys.
Vitamin water patch on the Louisville basketball jerseys.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that wouldn't be sick. That'd be sick.
Oh man, Mike Rapoli, get it done. You're really serious about this. You're really serious about the city.
You see what these Kings are doing for your franchise. Come on now.
What do you think the jersey patch is going to be?
Oh, I mean, which Ellen Paul do you guys want to choose from?
I was thinking Dizzy Whiz.
Dizzy Whiz.
I said that, and Alan Thomas just completely stole my idea and tried to pass it off of his own like that Key and Peele skit. And I'm like, bro.
Dizzy Whiz.
Dizzy Whiz, Ollie's Trolley. Bring Dixie Dozen back into the equation. And
would those businesses even have enough money to sponsor the University of Louisville?
You gotta stop doubting Dizzy Whiz, man.
They've been trucking along this long.
They've been powering this city since 1970.
Look, it's
right before that.
If it's not Planet Fitness, I'll be extremely surprised.
I mean, that'd probably be one of the more likely ones. It sure is not going to be UPS.
Probably not. They barely have enough money.
Support Louisville or draw 25.
They barely have enough money to pay their own employees.
We're not going to get into that. Oh, man. Did y'all see Pat's comments on Michael?
Actually did not.
Okay. I'll bring him up. It's very, very brief.
Yep.
But they are comments. He says, this is from Matt McGavick as of 9 o'clock this morning. Talking about Michael Brown Jr., he made great progress last week. We'll see how the next couple of days of practice.
Same thing you said last week.
Okay.
Is that really what he said?
That is what he said. Now, let me ask you this.
Play the breaking news music.
There was a group of people that wanted Louisville to announce that Michael was going to play in the tournament before the selection show so Louisville might be able to get a higher seed. I understand the concept of that. I still just think that Louisville was the 6th seed regardless. Now that you're the 6th seed, can I ask why would you tell everyone that Michael's playing? At some point, there's still got to be some coach-speaking gamesmanship. What do you gain from telling everyone that Michael's playing right now?
I would love. Let's look at this in a
Nothing.
Let's look at this in a
Thank you for the simple answer. I don't care about gambling.
No, I'm just saying.
Kelsey and them have no. They have no. What's the word I'm looking for? They owe nothing to sports gambling.
You're right. The point I'm making was, let's look at it in a gambling perspective. If you were to buy in, let's say all the way up until the day of the game, Michael's a game time decision. The spread gets all the way down to a 3.5, and then last minute you find out Michael's going to play. You immediately bump that up to you alternate the spread minus 9.5 to Louisville. How much money you would make off that?
What
I'm saying, you could manipulate it.
I'm saying
if you push it online.
They changed the rules for last year in the ACC at least.
I mean, you're going to put out an injury report, and Michael is probably going to be listed as questionable, maybe game time decision.
Yeah.
What does Louisville have to gain by telling everyone that Michael's playing?
I mean, nothing.
Okay. So you don't. You force USF, they're already going to anyway, but you force them to prepare for two very different Louisville teams. I think Louisville plays pretty differently when they have versus when they don't have Michael. So I had some people say, well, it would make the fan base feel better.
It's not his job.
Rat poison. Who cares what the fan base feels? In the grand scheme. Of course, I care what the fan base feels. You all do as well. But what does it matter? I would rather make USF's life that much more difficult versus giving my fans some peace of mind
Or confidence.
or confidence.
Yeah, I don't.
Who cares? I'm just fine.
This was asked Sunday morning. It's a completely different reasoning, I think, for that kind of answer. Being asked once you know your spot, I would have said, I'm not sure. We'll see.
Is that on the text thread?
No.
I was about to say, I think the text thread might be down.
We got text here.
Well, there was one at 546, but I'm looking at one that says, an incident has been posted to the status page.
It just says that.
Click here for more information. 502-414-1450 to get some thoughts into that Game Day Men's Health text line, by the way. I understood the idea. I think that the brackets were finalized Saturday night.
Probably say earlier than that.
I would agree, but
Saturday
Purdue
night.
didn't deserve it to until they beat Michigan.
They didn't, but I think that that's a very simple switch two teams.
Probably.
Everything else is pretty much finalized. Unless you went into like last week and said, Michael's not going to play in the ACC tournament, but he is going to play in the NCAA tournament. I think then you might have a reasoning. But you were what, the last 6 seed? Having Michael's not going to raise you up to a 5. So, anyway, now that Selection Sunday has come and gone, there's just no advantage to tipping your hand here. Michael's questionable. Only we know if he's going to play. Maybe we don't know. Or maybe we do.
If he doesn't,
Gosh.
how
That's
disappointed
gonna
are you?
suck. Very. Louisville gets a generational point guard prospect for the first time in basically my life, and he doesn't play in the conference or the national tournament. Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed.
I feel like we're in a similar situation than we were when he was out last time. People are talking about he's not coming back. He's hanging it up. You're talking about the NCAA tournament here and a team that hasn't won a tournament game since 2017.
Michael doesn't give a damn, though.
I know. I'm saying he has nothing to lose.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he has only to gain. Because imagine he goes out there.
Look at what Darius Acuff has been doing for himself. Look what he did in the SEC tournament. You're telling me that NBA scouts aren't watching that, saying that, oh, man, look at this guy.
Imagine
Arkansas fans think they've got Michael Jordan on the team.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of Darius Acuff, by the way.
I am as well.
Dude is a baller.
I think he's the best point guard in the draft.
He is, in my opinion. He's proven it. Now, I'm not saying that Michael is sitting out, because I do think he's been dealing with that back injury, and they're tricky, man. It's not something that just goes away when you try to play through it. I mean, I hope that he's able to get as healthy as he can, as fast as he can, and he doesn't get seriously hurt. If he is not able to go this week, it's not like I'm going to be mad at him. I'll be mad at the situation.
What % chance would you put on him playing in this first game?
I'm going to say 65%.
75%.
You guys are higher than I am.
I think I'm more so along the lines of I think he's going to play. I think that Louisville's just not telling everyone he's going to play.
Well, he only, like I said, he only has to gain from this. Imagine he comes back from an injury, lifts Louisville to a dominant first tournament win in almost
That's assuming that he's able to play.
If he plays. I'm saying if he comes back from injury, plays, and he drops 25 in that game, dominant win, that's immediately going to move, like not move him up, but at least put eyes on Louisville in terms of,
it could move him up. It could be the difference between a team in the 5 to 6 range saying, do we want to go with a wing prospect or do we want to go with a guard?
Especially when you're battling Caleb Wilson for one of those spots.
Yeah, I mean, look, Michael's not slipping out of the top 10. I don't think this is a matter of whether or not he wants to play, because I definitely believe he does. Why would you not want to play the NCAA tournament? I think it's just a matter of if he can play. And I think he's going to be able to play, and that Louisville's just holding this very close to the vest.
Could be.
Rome seems like he thinks the exact opposite, because of him missing the last 4 games, there is like an automatic anxiety surrounding the situation, because there were times this season where I was confident that he was coming back the next game, and it was more. So if he can play there, I just don't know how you can rest him for Michigan State, because beating USF is not a done deal. If he's able to play, I'd like to see him play against USF.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the point where I don't think we can overlook any team for straight. I'll tell you that right now. But we need our entire healthy roster if that's possible. If Michael Brown is even 85%, he needs to play. If Michael Brown is 75%, he needs to play. It is one where you cannot take any game for granted right now, especially if you're this Louisville basketball team.
Let's switch the conversation to a different topic. I was today years old when I realized that Louisville was a finalist for 5-star forward Christian Collins. For those who don't know who Christian Collins is, he's ranked, according to 24/7 Sports Composite, the number 6 player in the class. He's a guy that Louisville offered back in January of 2025. I think there was an article in the summer that kind of mentioned that Louisville was involved with recruiting him. But since then, nothing. You haven't heard about him at all. It seems like it's been a UK-USC battle. All of a sudden, Louisville's the 3rd team as a finalist. He's making a decision tomorrow.
Yeah, when I saw this today, it made me feel like I was out of the loop. Like, should I have known? Should I have been deeper in the Christian Collins lore the past 5 months? And I felt it gave me. It originally gave me the Tyron Stokes vibes when he forgot to post the Louisville picture whenever he was listing his final 5 teams or whatever. And people were like, "Where's Louisville at?" And he posted them by themselves. I was like, he's just throwing our name up there just because.
Knowing that he was never going to Louisville.
Yeah, and then everybody else came out. I was like, I didn't even know we were in on this guy. So it actually made me more confident. Is like, maybe there's something behind the scenes we don't know about.
I was told we didn't even give him an offer.
Well,
That's what Mike said.
I was just looking at 24/7 Sports. Mike would know more than I would.
Which, hypothetically, if we didn't give him an offer and UK didn't either, what's the
UK
point?
offered him, bro.
Oh yeah, they're heavy on him.
But he was a heavy UK lean in the fall, and then everything kind of switched to USC.
Oh, like every other recruit.
Like, look, this isn't the first time that a team's got thrown on a commitment finalist decision graphic, and they're not involved at all. And it's not the first time this happened to Louisville. But my question is, why is Louisville the team getting thrown up there? Of all the teams you could have thrown, hold on. I'm gonna look to see who he's visited last fall, because he visited USC and Kentucky. Let's look to see who he visited. Okay? All right, here we go. He visited UCLA, Kentucky, Oregon, USC, got an offer from Tennessee in late July, visited Tennessee in October, got offers from Illinois and Vanderbilt in December, but Louisville is the team that is getting thrown up in that final graphic. So there's either one or two things that's happening, in my opinion, like one of the two likely things. The third is being it's just a random addition. Number one, UK has surged back into his recruitment and they're manufacturing a win over Louisville. That's my first thought, right? Because if UK was in there with USC going back and forth, knowing the money they have, I was like, well, maybe Mark Pope has decided to sweeten the deal a little bit, and he's going to go to UK. That was my first thought, because I'm like, why else would Louisville be added? Or the more unlikely of the two is that this is the most close to the vest recruitment that I've ever seen in my lifetime as a Louisville fan. That Louisville is now all of a sudden involved, that they got involved behind the scenes, and here they are at the 11th hour. I'm not sure if either one is correct, but if you made me choose which one I think is correct, it'd be the first one.
See, I would actually lean towards the second one, because I feel like even people within UK media,
of course you would. You're on the Kentucky roll call.
Didn't even think that Louisville would be in this recruitment at all. Nobody thought that Louisville was in this recruitment in any way, shape, or form in the past 6 or 7 months. So, like, it doesn't. If that really is true, if the first option is true, and then Kentucky is heavy on him, and they're leaning toward, and he's leaning towards them, and Mark Pope put in a situation where, hey, say that Louisville's in your top 3 so we can get a win over him. Wouldn't that make you look like even more of a cornball than you already are?
You would think, but teams do it all the time. And there would be people that automatically see that and eat it up. You're thinking logically, and a good portion of fans just see us like, oh, he chose to start with Louisville. Not really choosing to believe that the Cardinals were actually never involved.
I feel like this certain player that doesn't make sense for, because Louisville was never involved.
But
I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying. Try telling random Kentucky fans that don't follow Louisville's every footstep.
I will. On Kentucky roll call. I'll tell them.
Like that.
Hey, as long as you're going to hold people accountable.
Keep it up, Matt.
But here's the other thing, though. Like, I come back to the first point, and I'm like, if it's not that, okay? If it's not the first reason, why the hell is Louisville on this graphic?
I had no idea.
Louisville wasn't even really mentioned in the article from Deshaun London. So it's like, why is Louisville on here?
I'm convinced that it's for money.
You're telling me that UCLA, Baylor, Vanderbilt, Illinois, Tennessee, that can't get you more money than Louisville? Tennessee won the Nate Immense sweepstakes last year, paying more than Louisville was going to. And you're telling me that the Cardinals, who have gotten one player at Michael, and it's obvious that you didn't have to pay as much as maybe some other guys got, they've been pretty notorious for not overspending on players and not going based on their valuations. You're telling me Louisville's the team that's going to draw you the most money on that list. I'm flattered, I suppose.
Maybe we pull the old Kenny Payne. We just say, look, just throw us on the graphic. We'll give you a couple $1,000.
Oh God!
Please no.
If that would be the end of Pat Kelsey.
If that's it, we got to have.
There's no way that happened. But it makes no sense to put us on there. At this point, I'm literally led to believe that you're trying to help us out.
Hey, you know that meme that the guy's got the beer in his hand, he's pointing to himself. The me.
Yes.
Oh, the draft day meme.
Yeah.
That's literally what the vibe of this. What was like him being on the graphic is.
We're looking at this.
Me? Who?
Dalton, you already said that I was thinking logically. I think that we're all thinking a little too logically here. What if there's a chance that
here we go, man?
What if there's
I'm not even gonna entertain the idea that Louisville's about to pull a fast one at the 11th hour.
No.
Because I have not seen that in probably years.
It's not what I'm saying. What if there's a chance? You know, he's a young kid. You know, he's got a lot.
I feel like you're gonna say the stupidest thing that we've heard all day.
Oh, it's gonna be dumb. He's got a lot of decisions to make. A lot of schools, a lot of high-profile, high-money-making schools are coming after him. What if he just forgot? What if he just forgot? And he was like, "Oh, I remember going there. That was pretty cool. I like that guy." And he was like, "Let me throw him on the graphic. Maybe down the line, I'll change my mind."
It makes no sense.
Usually that happens. Okay, usually it's the other way around. Usually players will throw schools up on a graphic that they're really interested in, but maybe the interest isn't reciprocated. Like, oh, well, they threw Louisville up on the graphic, but in all reality, Louisville really didn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
They really didn't prioritize this player. He didn't have a committable offer, so to speak.
You think Christian Collins wants to go to Louisville so bad that he's begging Pat Kelsey on social media? Pat Kelsey, please! I'm begging for help. I'm screaming for help. Me? Pat Kelsey, you ain't got no recruits. Please, I'm begging.
That would be the most off-the-wall, close to the vest, most surprising commitment in my lifetime.
$500 in a free gym membership, I'll be there.
Man went to Disney Wiz for the first time, said, I'm sold.
You don't got a Holly Strawley down there?
Man said, the can opener's a national treasure. I've got to pass it every day to and from class.
Pat Kelsey, can you go to Jungle Gyms here in the Open Cincinnati when we're done?
Skyline Chili, I love it.
He's like, that's not even the same university. What are we? Christian Collins. Oh, my bad. Throw Cincinnati on that graphic.
He says, man, big Louisville Kings fan.
Big Kings. This is what Mike Rapoli's doing for us.
We've already spoken into existence, ladies and gentlemen. There's a
got a text in, yeah.
Text before we get to. Louisville told him he wasn't their top priority, but if he wanted to come and get PT and get paid. Huh?
Louisville told him he wasn't their top priority, but if he wanted to come.
Well, who's their top priority?
Oh, so it's like they're playing hard to get.
With who?
Christian Collins. Louisville's playing hard to get.
Who's the other priority?
That's what I'm saying. He's not calling their bluff. He thinks they're serious. Pat Kelsey went up to him and was like, "You see all these recruits we have?
I've got no one else on the team." I was about to say,
I've got some beachfront property out by the Bell of Louisville that I can sell you right now.
We got Mo Kamara over here. I don't know.
Mo Kamara. We got Mo Kamara warm-up tape.
Let's head to break it and break down USF when we come back. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned into Mondays with Dalton Pence here on Big X Sports Radio. Two segments down, 2 segments to go. Cards are just days away from playing in the NCAA tournament once again. But Texter clarified when they said Louisville told him he wasn't their top priority, but if he wanted to come, he would get PT and get paid. That top priority that the Texter was referring to was Tyron Stokes.
Oh, so not Christian Collins.
So now all of a sudden, I'll say this. I don't think that's right. I think Louisville's been out on the Tyron Stokes sweepstakes for a very long time, much longer than people want to believe.
We were out before the season started.
Oh, easily.
I feel like it's one of those things that we're out, but there was definitely a
there was a desire,
a set line or a number we gave him.
Yeah, I think early on we were competitive, and then as these recruitments tend to get, they turn into bidding wars, right?
They were like $1 million and a Mount Fuji gift card, and you're in here, big
Sold.
guy.
But
Sold.
that being said, fellas,
Sold.
if Tyron Stokes came out and we got word that he came to the coaching staff and said, "Look, that $2.5 million y'all were offering, I'll take it. I want to come. I want to play. I want to be a card."
I want to preface that I'm not saying I don't want Christian Collins.
I would really much like Louisville to get a commitment from Collins. I just like, you look at this and it's like,
I'm talking about Stokes.
But when does that ever happen for us, Rome?
I mean, we're just now finally getting into this territory.
I don't think Stokes at 2.5 is realistic.
I don't either. But would you want that kind of a player for
Well,
that
he wants
price?
4 to 6, so.
Yeah, for Christian Collins for that type of money, possibly. Maybe not 2.5, but
1.8 or something.
I'd pay. I'd pay him that money.
If we're taking about looking at this realistically, and let's say for devil's advocate purposes, Louisville is back in fully on this recruitment. That's why they're on there, and they just didn't. They haven't been mentioned of it yet. But let's say Pat Kelsey's made a last minute push, heard that maybe things with USC, UK aren't
How have
going
we
as-
not heard about it at all?
That's what I'm saying. We're just playing devil's advocate here. He does have the leverage of saying, "Hey, look, we're gonna have to build from the portal next season. You saw what we did this year with Michael Brown. We brought in one big time recruit, built the team around him, built the team around the portal. We're gonna do the similar thing this year. You can come in, be the guy, and we'll build the team around you again. And maybe they want to invest a bunch of NIL into him. This is also, like you said, we haven't heard a word, so I think that's probably the least likely of all the options we've made up. But never 0%.
Beachfront property, Ohio River.
You can see the radioactive fish in the sunlight.
The fish with 3 eyeballs.
Yes. They're holding a firework from
just-
last year's Thunder over Louisville.
Usually there's a logical explanation for this, but there's only certain things that it could be. I just don't. It just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. What if he just comes out and he's like, I just didn't even tell him to put it on there. He just put it on there for fun.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, makes sense.
Okay. That's probably somewhat closer to the truth. He's like, yeah, I just threw Louisville on there. I picked a random school to make it a little bit more intriguing. But
It
then
just-
again, wouldn't make sense because, like, why wouldn't you
You could have picked anywhere.
throw a school that you visited or has been more in contact?
It'd be different. You remember back when Damian Harris, the running back for Alabama,
Yeah, went to Madison Southern and
he put Kentucky as his final 3 because just like he was a Kentucky fan growing up.
but Kentucky was actually like,
They were in it.
yeah, but Louisville was not even in
I know,
this recruitment.
but I'm saying like it would make sense if he was a kid from this town.
Yeah.
And he like Louisville's not in it, but he puts him on there just because he's from there. Like that would make.
But
sense.
he's not from
That's what I'm
Louisville.
saying. I'm saying that's the only situation this would make sense.
That's all, like, there's just no. Pat Kelsey sent me a nice text last summer. I'm throwing him on the graphic.
He told me happy birthday. Oh
I
my
saw
God.
I saw the documentary. Oh, it's snowing.
Oh, when you see
snowing.
outside?
Yeah, we've got a full on blizzard happening out here.
Yeah, I suppose. I need some more texters to let me know what they think about this because we're missing something,
We
right?
got tornadoes, we got snow, we got Christian Collins coming to Louisville possibly. What's happening?
Weird news comes in threes. 502-414-1450. What do you all think? Because I've got to hear some. You know what? I'm going to search on Google Christian Collins Louisville. We'll see what pops up.
It's just the worst AI video of him like dunking over Bam Adebayo with scoring 84 points.
That's oddly specific. All right. Christian Collins Louisville.
Sound like you got a deep search going over there by a lot of articles.
Kentucky, USC. Yeah, I don't see anything.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't. We can sit here and make hypotheticals all day, but it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, hold on. Christian Collins was on the Louisville men's basketball class of 2026 Big Board 1.0 back on June 19th, according to Pat McGavick.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he just forgot. He was like, "Oh man, like you know, whenever
I forgot about Louisville, dude, throw him on there."
You remember when high school kids would like post their pictures of all of their like offer letters?
They still do.
I know, but I'm saying like maybe he did that and just lost the offer letter, and the other day he was cleaning his bedroom and just found it.
So he put it on the
He just
graphic.
put it on the graphic.
That would explain why Mike thought that we didn't offer.
Pat Kelsey was like, "We offered him 9 months ago. He just never called us back."
This is Big J journalism right here. Rome, do you have any comments?
This is the Mondays with Dalton Pence show. This is what we do. This is how the Mondays
Pat Kelsey
roll.
gave him a free bidet
Okay.
in his NIL package. He's coming.
Okay. Don't you have Kentucky roll call to host?
We have to ensure we can do whatever we can to get recruits because 2026 class isn't working. So look, if getting put on graphics can help, that's what we're gonna do.
I'm trying to think of like wrong answers only. Like, how could Louisville convince Christian Collins to come to Louisville? Wrong answers only. We already mentioned Dizzy Wiz, Ollie's Trolley, the can opener.
We'll make sure we have the right tights for you.
He saw that the planetarium was getting taken down, so he's like, finally, I'm coming to Louisville now.
They'll let him do the inaugural kickoff at the Louisville Kings game. He can ride out on the horse while Dalton Pence screams his name over the microphone.
He's a part of the Kings Court. He's a part of the Kings Court.
We're getting him on the show, Roman.
He gets a weekly spot on the 3-man front.
Oh, of course. He's the fourth host.
Give you a whole glow suit for a glow game.
Glow suit. We're gonna play his first home game under full black light, just glow uniforms and glow backboards.
Dude saw the jerseys from like 2011, those like really bad infrared jerseys.
Hey.
Not the 2012 ones.
Okay.
I'm talking about like it's very similar to the 2013 national championship, but it was just straight infrared. You remember the graphic of those?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I only remember the amazing 2012 Final Four ones. My favorite U of L jersey of all time.
Like the orange with the Siva.
Yes. It wasn't that though. It was.
I know what you're talking about.
But it was like, oh my gosh, if they ever air these are terrible.
It was
these
with the. It was like the side of the.
Oh, I remember those. Those were 13.
Those were 14.
Did we play a game in these?
No, we never remember because we only ever wore our white home jerseys the whole tournament. We were the only team that like didn't wear their away ones once.
All right, here's a wrong answer only. We have great big men for you to sit behind and learn from. That's a wrong answer only. Buzz says, I see two possibilities. Louisville was the first to offer, so he put the name on his board as courtesy. Or he's using Louisville to leverage the other schools into offering more. Here's my issue with
Buzz, but
here's my issue with
on there.
Louisville's not one of those type of overspending programs.
Plus, those schools know that Louisville's not in on it. Like, what
are you gonna do? Like, oh, hey, Louisville. Pat Kelsey's drawn a line in the sand. It's nowhere close to where we're at, but we're gonna throw him on there just to make you feel the pressure.
This isn't like the Taylor and Kinney Tyron Stokes conversation where you knew Louisville was in on it at one point. Louisville, like you said,
you're telling me
the dude, but that was about it.
Louisville's the team that came out of left field and threw him a number that no one else has yet. I'm not buying it. Tennessee, 100% buying it because they just did it. Until Louisville actually does that, I can't buy it. Derby tickets. That's what Buzz says.
So we can get him a horse ride.
He's on Millionaires Row. He's got the Riders Up call.
Oh my gosh, man.
We play through our bigs.
We played through our picks.
You're obviously gonna play.
We're not PGU.
We're PFU. Oh,
Look
man.
at how we're using Zugers right now.
You could be the next Zugris.
Hey, it's like it's Step Brothers when they're doing the presentation. He's prestige world.
Oh, yeah.
Investors, possibly you. Is that my boat? They're like, Zugris, possibly you.
He's like new home, and like the PowerPoint actually has a picture of the back of his house. He's like, wait, isn't that? Did you take that of my house?
Is it my house?
Is that my house?
Wait, okay, fellas, I have a question here to get back to on a semi-serious note.
Here we go.
Oh my god.
What, man?
But centered around this same topic here, wasn't there a big in his last year at Charleston that was like, wasn't his best player as do-it-all big? Like a 6'8"?
I think it was Ante Brozovic.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, Collins isn't that type of player. He's like a wing.
Do you think maybe he tries to say, like, we want to buy into incorporating bigs and wings into what I want to do and maybe actually get...
I 100% believe that, but do you think that their solution is to, against their MO, go out and overspend at the 11th hour for a power forward?
No.
Look, I am not going to sit here and try and talk myself into fact that, like, into a...
This is not going to matter because he's going to pick USC or Kentucky tomorrow, and it won't matter.
That's also what I'm getting to, is the fact that I'm not going to talk myself into the fact that Louisville might be in there, but at the same time, it will aggravate me when he doesn't pick Louisville and nobody gives me an answer as to why they were on there.
the hat's on the table and everything.
It's like
He takes it and throws
he
it.
takes it up. He's like spikes it on the ground. He's like, they never had a chance. Like, dude, we weren't even.
He says, I'd like to go to the University of
Or if he, like,
Kentucky.
picks up the hat, well, they actually didn't even send an offer.
Hey, that would be the most disrespectful thing, and I would honestly respect it because I'm like, that is so off the wall, uncommon that I'd be like, okay.
That would be the one where Pat Kelsey's watching the recruitment and be like,
Maybe he's doing it.
Guy.
Maybe he's doing it to clown UK. I'm going to Louisville. Just kidding. I'm going to Kentucky. Just kidding. I'm going to USC.
I'm going to you. It's like, why do we need to be a part of this now? Why Louisville need to be a part of this?
You imagine
Me?
You imagine if Louisville's like actually not involved, and Pat Kelsey's scrolling through Twitter. He's like, whoa, hold on now.
What if he just picks Vanderbilt?
Then put Vanderbilt on the finalist screen, man.
I feel like there's more likelihood of him picking somebody not on there than of Louisville getting it.
He goes through the three hats. He's like, actually, I'm going to play for Nolan Smith over Tennessee State.
He's for Tennessee State boxers. Like, he just rips his pants off and just got full boxers on it.
Lord have mercy. Well, I promise when we come back, we're actually going to talk about the South Florida game. We talked a little bit more about recruiting, but we will have everything you need to know about that South Florida matchup coming up on the final segment of Mondays with Dalton Pence. Hi, this is Dalton Pence with Big X Sports Radio with a message to you from Collier Law Firm. Have you been injured in an accident or on the job? The Collier Law Firm's got your back. The Collier Law Firm is more than just a typical injury law firm. It's a team of former insurance defense attorneys and paralegals with unbeaten experience. And with attorney fees starting at just 25%, Collier Law Firm puts more money back in your pocket because they have your back, not your wallet. Don't settle for less. Trust Louisville's own Tony Collier and the Tony Collier Law Firm to get you the best results. Visit us today at CollierLawFirm.com. That's COLYER lawfirm.com. Hi, this is Dalton Pence with Big X Sports Radio. Are you looking to make your backyard dreams come true? All America Pool has been installing state-of-the-art in-ground pools for over 50 years. A family business in Louisville, they offer everything from retail, parts, service, to above-ground and in-ground construction. Give them a call at 502-448-0300 or visit them at 4646 Dixie Highway in the South End. That's All America Pool.
Options. When it comes to insurance, that's exactly what you deserve. I'm Chad Hennessy with InsureMax, and I've been proudly serving the Louisville area for over 25 years. As an independent agent, we work with auto owners insurance to find coverage that fits you, not the other way around. InsureMax delivers strength, service, and peace of mind through partners like Auto Owners Insurance. More choices, more options. Call me, Chad Hennessy, at 502-479-4085.
Calling all young golfers. The PGA Junior League at Old Capitol Golf Club is the perfect way to learn the game, make new friends, and compete in a fun, team-based environment. Open to boys and girls of all skill levels, our PGA Junior League is coached by PGA professionals, helping kids build confidence on and off the course. Join the team and experience golf like never before. Sign up today at Old Capitol Golf Club and let's tee it up. Visit oldcapitalgolf.com to register now.
When design is key to your landscape project, give Walnut Ridge Landscape and Design a call at 812-288-6691. Walnut Ridge has more experience than any landscape company in the area. Remember, Walnut Ridge Landscape and Design. When design is key to your project and you want the most experienced landscaping company in the area. Give Walnut Ridge a call at 812-288-6691. Walnut Ridge Landscape and Design. When design is key.
At Valley View Golf Club, the game just keeps getting better. Over the last couple of seasons, Valley View has continued to add new improvements for members and guests. Enjoy the Tap-Ins dining room, now featuring 2 indoor golf simulators for year-round play. Every golf cart now includes a new GPS system to enhance your experience on the course. And to preserve the course's strategy and beauty, Valley View has planted over 120 trees in recent seasons. Valley View is also expanding its golf tournament program. Membership continues to grow, and a waiting list begins May 1st. So join today and experience everything happening at Valley View Golf Club.
There is not a better feeling to have a smile on your face after getting your car serviced. That's how it works at Consolidated Tire and Auto Care. Serving Kentuckiana for over 3 decades, fixing brakes, putting tires on, and servicing your car. And now, from a new and improved location at 3305 Preston Highway. Want to get your car running right and keep it that way? Get to Consolidated Tire and Auto Care, 3305 Preston Highway. Got a question? You can call them at 456-2220. Consolidated Tire and Auto Care, total car care, and the best brake job in town.
Showcase your business on air with WXVW and the Mike Rutherford Show live from your location. Reach thousands of engaged listeners and put your brand in the spotlight. Call me Lisa at 502-298-8484. That's 298-8484 to learn more.
One more segment before we conclude in about, what would you say, what is it technically, like a little over, 48 hours? Oh, definitely over 48, like 56-ish?
I'm not the math guy.
I'm sitting there trying to
it's like
find out that number.
62 hours, 64 hours or something.
Anyways, Louisville 130 in Buffalo, New York against South Florida, 6-11 matchup. I don't think that this is a terrible matchup for the Cardinals, but I do think that this is one where if you struggle with the same things that we know that you can, you're going to lose. Because this South Florida team, they score a lot of points. Top 10 in the nation in scoring. They're 94th percentile in post-up offense. They're also averaging 5 more rebounds than you per game. So they're going to try to use their physicality to get you off your game. It's a tale as old as time with Louisville. If you allow them to dictate this game, they'll beat you, or they'll come very close to doing so. But I think if you play the way that you've been playing, at the end of the day, you got to hit open shots. You got to hit shots. But if you're giving that effort that we saw the past couple weeks, I think Louisville wins this game. And it's not that simple. There's obviously more that has to go into that. But I just think this is a game that Louisville matches up well against. It is funny watching South Florida fans act like Louisville's a team that's all about structure and half-court offense. And I'm like, did you not watch this team at all? The answer's no.
Dalton, I have a question for you. I don't really necessarily know how I want to ask it, but go into the discrepancy in the numbers for what they've achieved against the quality of the opponents they've gone up against versus a team like us. I mean, yeah, those rebounding numbers are great. Yeah, those pace numbers are great, but when do we acknowledge who they're doing it against?
I'm very glad you brought that up because that's where I was just going. They are 3-3 in quad one. They have wins over Utah State at home. That's their best win.
It's a good win.
Wichita State's a good team, I'd say, but what are they on the bracket? They're an 8 seed, aren't they? They're a 9 seed.
Yeah.
Their best win is against a 9 seed. They have one win over like an at-large tournament team. Their other 2 best wins are Wichita State and Tulsa. I have to make sure that Tulsa's not in here, are they?
No.
Wichita State isn't either. So they have one win over a tournament team. Those are their other 2 quad 1 victories, were road wins at Wichita State and at Tulsa. Outside of that, they've lost to a couple quad 2 teams, a couple quad 3 teams, but they have won 11 straight games, so they are playing their best ball. But I don't think the American is all that great. It's definitely not as good as the ACC. So I think that they're more battle-tested than USF. Speaking of Louisville's more battle-tested. I do think that has to be taken into consideration. If they play Louisville's schedule, do they produce the same numbers? I don't think that answers yes. But at the same time, I don't think that they are just a bad schedule merchant. Like, I do think that they are a quality team. It's just they're 11 seed for a reason. They kind of remind me a little bit of Louisville last year. They're fun to watch. They're easy to root for. They almost ran the table in conference play. But the committee gave them 11 seed because they didn't. The committee basically just showed you that they don't believe in the results from the AAC. Fair?
Yep.
Fair.
They just won the regular season. They won the conference tournament.
Because Memphis was weak.
I mean, who were the top teams?
Memphis was projected to win it,
They surely did not.
and they were bad.
Let's go to the American Athletic Conference.
I feel like a lot of the nerves around this game,
It's centered around Louisville.
I feel like Louisville is a battered man in a relationship right now. Like, remember how much confidence we had going into the game against Creighton last year, even though Creighton was a pretty bad matchup for us? I mean, that team was on fire. That team was exciting. Everybody fell in love with it. This team's the opposite. It has more talent, but, they've had their struggles, and, the fan base has had kind of a fit with them this season, but they've shown us they can compete against real talent towards the end of the season. I think I feel like a lot of this is going to come down to we're going to play them, and we're going to see which team is the more talented one and which one is more prepared, and we're going to feel a lot more at ease around halftime in this game.
So I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the second best team, Tulsa, in the AAC. Their best out-of-conference win was Northern Iowa. They played one Power 5 team. They lost to Kansas State. Okay? That's the second best team. Wichita State, in November, lost to Boise State, lost to Colorado State, lost to Western Kentucky, lost to St. Mary's. Northern Iowa is also their best out-of-conference win. Let's go down one more spot to UAB. UAB. Their best win was, I couldn't even tell you, Drake maybe? So none of the teams at the top 4 of the AAC had a single Power 5 victory this year. How much does that matter is the question. Because it can matter a whole lot, or it could not matter at all. Two things are true. I think that it's impressive to win 11 straight games. But you got to talk about who you're playing.
Yeah,
I go back and forth, man. I'm like, if Louisville handles business, they're going to win the game, in my opinion.
I'm going to be nervous going into the game.
Oh, 100%. Me too.
But I'm also going to be probably extremely confident.
How does that work?
I mean, you can be nervous and confident.
I suppose, yeah.
Cautiously confident.
I'm nervous about being the in-game host for the Louisville Kings. I'm confident I have what it takes to do a good job.
Okay, you don't have to dunk on me, Rome. I get it now, okay?
Is that a quad 5 haircut over there? Gosh.
Taking this quad 1. I just got it done today.
You are looking spiffy in there today.
Thank you.
What was that tone you used on him?
You're looking good with that haircut today, Dalton.
I heard your voice deepen a little bit.
I'm going to be nervous. I'm going to be prepared for a back-and-forth game because we've seen that all season long with Louisville. But at the same time, Dalton, Matt, What happens when Louisville plays teams in this kind of ranking, in this kind of area, all season long? We've handled business.
Blow 'em out.
Indiana, Memphis. You look at some other couple of teams that we've gotten wins against. SMU.
What did they do against Memphis? They beat them by 9. They beat Memphis by 9.
It's a bad Memphis team.
They also beat Memphis by 21 at home. So they played them twice. They beat them by 21 at home, 9 on the road.
They foul a lot.
When did they play
team
Memphis
does.
the second time? When they beat them 21?
So the first time they beat them February 19th. The second time they beat them was March 5th.
Okay, well, that was a checked-out Memphis team.
There was an interesting statistic Mike brought up. Out of all the teams that foul as much as this USF team does this season, that we've played, we're 8-0 against the teams that we played that foul as much as them.
Oh, that doesn't matter because we're not going to get the whistle. They also are they're just inside the 200 area when it comes to 3-point defense.
It's bad because they gamble so much.
But that's the thing about it is Louisville's got to show they can hit open shots.
Yeah.
That's been the problem. The issue hasn't been generating open looks for the past couple of games. It's about knocking down open looks.
Even more importantly than that, it's valuing the possession. A team that gambles and likes to get their hand in there and muck things up on the perimeter, they're going to get some steals. They're going to make some turnovers. You have to just not waste the basketball.
This is a game that Frew needs to get going in. I mean, you have the biggest
How
guy
long are we going to say that?
But I'm saying this specifically, you have the biggest guy on the floor with the most talent at the big man spot. If Frew can't get going in this game, then he's not going to get going in the tournament at all.
I worry about Isaiah Nelson. Their big guy, 6'10", 220. I mean, averages 16 and 10. Transferred over with Hodgson from Arkansas State. Think he's really, really good when it comes to attacking the rim. And I think that as a team, South Florida is going to try to bully you. No pun intended, right? South Florida Bulls are going to try to bully you. They're going to be physical. They're going to try to overplay the three-point shots. They're going to bump you coming off the screen to try to deter you from getting the ball. That's why you need Mike Kell in this game, because you need that ball handling and you need his ability to take it to the basket as well. But, I mean, I feel better about, if you were to ask me back on, right after the Clemson loss, how do you feel about playing South Florida first round? Not great. I feel a little bit better because the team has been playing better. So
they've also done it against really physical basketball teams.
They have Miami. I think Miami is a great opponent to test you. So SMU is as well. I think this team reminds me of SMU. That's who South Florida reminds me of. They get out and run in transition. They're not the greatest three-point shooting team. They have 2 guys that shoot the most of the threes. Wes Ennis and who is it? I think it's Joseph Pinion. They have 2 dudes that have made over 100 threes. So your focus has to be on them.
The one that I was really terrified of was if Louisville played, let's say Louisville made it to the AC Championship game and then beat that Duke team and then moved themselves up to a 5 seed. But then you had to go in and play High Point University, one of the best offenses in the country, knowing how bad our defense is. Would you feel better playing this USF team or that High Point team?
Because we beat Duke, probably High Point. I think it depends on the scenario there.
Sure.
But you made me forget what I was going to say. I think momentum is key. One thing, especially in that Miami game, honestly, both of them, and the SMU game, when you throw that first punch and connect and you go on a little run, you've got to stop giving leads up. And it's been very, very quickly after you get those leads that you give them up. You've got to be able to play ahead. You've got to be able to extend momentum, and that comes in many different ways. Some of it is winning the 50-50 balls. The other is not turning the ball over completely unforced, and also just improving your three-point shooting, improving your shot selection. Seems like when we go up, we start to get more sloppy with the ball. That can't happen. You can't afford to go down in this game by 10 points because chances are you're not coming back because you haven't really done that much this season.
They play fast.
The one thing I can say about this team is what I've noticed this season is they have been extremely reactive to the environment they play in. When they play at home, Ryan Conwell looks like one of the best guards in the country by a mile.
The whole team plays differently.
When they play away in really hostile environments, the one exception would be the neutral site against Indiana, which was basically an away game. They play really well in that one. They have crumbled at almost every possible opportunity.
Baylor, they were all right. Baylor,
Baylor
wasn't really
it wasn't really
not hostile.
but yeah,
it was a road game though.
But once again, they have done really well at the neutral site environments, the ones that are like half sleepy, half there, where both crowds have a good fan base there, but it's nothing crazy. If we're looking at nitpicking stuff, I think that we're going to see a better game Louisville's played in that environment in Buffalo than we had in the past 2 games.
Can offer you a devil's advocate, though, because when adversity strikes, it seems like this team mentally collapses sooner than teams should. So when you're in the tournament where you're on the largest stage, I'm not saying that they're not going to be able to mentally handle it. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But if they get hit with a decent USF run and USF goes up by almost 10 points, do they have the mental strength to be able to deal with the punches and get up off the mat and throw their own punches back in a tournament setting? Because it's a completely different ball game.
I think right now I want to say yes.
Because of the past 2 weeks?
Because of the past 2 weeks.
Actually showed it in those losses.
We've shown that whenever it was SMU or it was Miami, when those teams did go on those runs, those 6-0, 8-0 runs, they punched back as soon as possible. Like they even mentioned on the broadcast multiple times when we were at Miami that every single time Miami went on a run, Louisville answered. And against SMU, every single time SMU went on a run, Louisville answered. And same thing against Miami again. It's one of those where that was something we hadn't seen literally all season. What Dalton mentioned is that team goes on a 6-0, 8-0 run, we just give up and roll over. It's done. This team has shown some fight in the situation. Now, has it been the most efficient? Probably not, but it's there. I think that they're going to have the advantage in that sense in this game.
I mean, even UNC, Matt, or Dalton, down 12 in that game, you fight back. I thought could have got it even closer. I think you could have maybe even took the lead in that one. But still, when it was 52-40, and I thought that game was over.
Wes Ennis, guard, leading scorer for South Florida. Is this a real quote?
Oh, he said that they're the better team?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, confidence is confidence, but USF fans are talking crazy on social media. Have you seen that?
I mean, what do they have to talk about?
Wait,
their last...
Ennis said that they're the better team out of us two?
Yes.
You know what USF's last tournament appearance was?
2012.
When we beat them in the round of 32 in 2012.
Wow. Good pull, Roman.
Wow, I was on the Mike Rutherford show before this.
Oh, okay.
Who?
Shut up next time.
But, man, it's... Look, I'm going to be nervous, too. I mean, obviously, I think everyone is just praying for that first tournament win just to snap the streak.
It's time.
So, let's give it. Let's give our predictions. Matt, go first.
It's going to be
leading score and final score.
Leading score is going to be Michael Brown Jr. He's playing in the game. He is going to score 25 points with 7 assists and 1 turnover. Louisville's going to win this game by 12 points. They're going to win 82-70.
Rome?
Adrian Woolley's going to be the leading scorer in this game with a low-scoring 16 points in this one, but the ball gets shared very well. We have 3 players in double figures in this one with a good amount of scoring from the bench. I've got the Cards getting a victory here, 77-72.
I am going with the Cardinals. I'm going to go with the Cardinals in this one. I'm going to say 84-80 in this game. Ryan Conwell, your leading scorer, with 21 points. I'm hoping that Ryan Conwell and Kaysen Pryor can sort of use this extra fuel. They both played for South Florida at various points in their college career. But the panel is predicting a Louisville victory.
I feel really weirdly good about this game.
We didn't even talk about Michigan State. There's just, I'm not going to talk about a second. Let's not even talk about second round.
No, the minute I do that, we're going to lose. So
exactly.
I'm not doing that.
We'll maybe do a Saturdays with Dalton Pence space if we get there.
Potentially so. That's going to wrap up this week's edition of Mondays with Dalton Pence. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the Mike Rutherford Show.
Go Cards!
Go Cards.